smashed the world record in July in Eugene at the Diamond League over there in Northwest United States. Can't quite promise the sort of times Hasomi, which is a shame. The Kenyan as well in her silver medal position in 31:41.8 ahead of Alicia Barzosa. (5,000 meters, 12.5 laps of the Lourhaida Stadion track, and it's Wanjiru who's gone straight to the front. Not taking it terrifically hard. The weather is warming up here. It's not ideal for middle and long distance runners. The weather in the first 3 days was absolutely ideal. It was relatively warm, but no bright hot sunshine coming down. The wind has been relatively friendly all the way through, but I think a little bit of a breeze would be welcome for the 5,000 meter runners. They're taking it nice and slowly. Taking advantage of the fact that there are no non-automatic qualifying slots up for grabs. So, like for the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase, it's just the first 8 past the finish line that will go directly into the final. You can see there that the women's pole vault is getting ready to gear into action as well. Women's heptathlon will have their javelin later on, but not before the men have had their qualifying competition. So Wanjiru then still going out in front, making the most of her first international championships, the woman from the Dato Bunker University. She is a Kenyan, but based in Japan, which a lot of Kenyans, they do take that route. There's our friend on the unicycle again. Relatively easy for him this time, with no barriers to go underneath. The Indian Sanjana Singh, who's just moved to the front. Sarah Wanjiru has allowed a couple of women to go past her, and she slots in and will start trailing heels. Tactic that most distance runners employ. They look at the feet in front of them and go into a sort of trance. Around the outside, Marvarius Orashaba from Uganda. There's Mariana Machado from the University of Minho in Braga. She's the defending World University Games champion from Chengdu. 3,000 meters European junior champion as well back in 20. Machado, though, only 6th in the final of the 10,000 meters, but she did set a lifetime best doing it. In fact, all of the top 8 except for the winner, with Reza FISU Games record in winning gold and taking Slovenia's. So still leading them round is the 18-year-old Indian Sanjana Singh from the Punjab University in Chandigarh. Nearest to her is Machado. And the Ugandan 23-year-old Mavadius Orishaba, who's entered in the 800 and the 1500 meters as well, the student from the Endeja University in Kampala, the capital of Uganda. Uganda very much a nation that has really come to the fore in the last few years. They've watched on with fairly envious eyes as Ethiopia and Kenya wrapped up all of the major international titles. But now it's almost the other way around, particularly in the men's events. Beatrice Chebet of Kenya is still making sure that in the women's events that they still rule the roost. And speaking of Kenyans, Wanjiru is still in 3rd place. Spain's Andrea Romero Escadel still going well. Amy van der Berg in the orange of the Netherlands with a 15:43 personal best. That's good enough to give her aspirations of being comfortably inside that top 8. She just goes past the Indian Singh. So Machado comes to the line in the lead from Wanjiru with 6 laps to go. Very slow pace. But again, the conditions, the lack of a need to give yourself a chance through a non-automatic qualifying time means that they can employ those sorts of tactics as Singh decides suddenly to launch herself, just as I was saying that they were slowing all the way down. Singh has decided that that is too slow. There are well over 8 in that bunch, so at some point somebody is going to try to have to whittle them away. Those that have got a good sprint at the end won't be too worried, but those who are a little bit worried about their ability to sprint through the last 400 or even 600 meters will feel the need perhaps at some point just to step things up a bit and try and burn that sprinting ability away from their opponents. Escadal going well in the orange and yellow of Spain, the 25-year-old in her last World University Games from the University of Valencia. Singh though still leads, Machado in 2nd, Wanjiru is in 3rd, Van den Berg of the Netherlands is in 4th. But you can still see there plenty in action. Pia Schlattermann of Germany also going well. A 15:44 personal best. for the youngster, just 20 years old. Goes to the Westphalian Wilhelms University in Münster. As you heard the stadium announcer there, 4 laps to go, about a mile between these women and the finish line. Still nobody prepared to take this on. Almost a dozen still in it. Oh, a little bit of a bunching there. They slowed up even more, and it was a problem for the Dutch woman Van den Berg. Emily Parker of Great Britain on the outside there, she's out of trouble. Another youngster, 20 years old, another Loughborough student. We've had 3 of them in action this morning on the track and in the field. Everybody keeping their powder dry. A little mention there for Julia David-Smith, 22-year-old, who is US-based at the University of Washington. At some point, someone has got to go. At the back is Jonke Kutluk, 24-year-old student at the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks in the USA. Now then, Wanjiru comes outside of the Briton Parker. 3 laps to go, 1,200 meters. They've got to start thinking about this, and they're beginning to lose a few. The Ugandan is suffering. That's Odeshaba. There's 7 now in that front bunch, with the Turkish athlete Kutluk just dropping off the back, wearing bib number 5 at the back of your screen. She's still in 8th, but she's still got the Ugandan Odeshaba behind her. That's the battle for the last of the 8 places to go through. The women ahead might not necessarily be aware of that yet. They are pushing on harder. Wanjiru, the silver medalist in the 10,000 meters, showing plenty of running. For her, though, with all of that running in her leg, she's got to be careful. With the final to come, 800 meters to go. Wanjiru, Machado and Parker lead the way. Van den Berg behind her. At the back of that little pack is the Spaniard Romero Escandal. That's the Canadian Elise Coates. She's got a much slower personal best than the rest. South African Nadia Potgieter has just gone by. So the lead has come up to the bell. Wanjiru is very comfortable, so too Machado. Parker going well as well. The German in there, Schlattmann. Looks like she's going to go through too. Julia David-Smith of France also going well. And Wanjiru, for some reason, They're well clear. I can't see any point in... Nevertheless, Wanjiru is going to come in to take a clear victory. So Wanjiru wins this in 16, comes across the line. Behind her comes the Frenchwoman David Smith, Machado, Schlappmann, Romero, Escal, all coming across the line to qualify. And Parker as well, of course, from Great Britain. Well, she's clearly feeling good.